Hi, it's me, Jane, and today I'm going to make a little book just like this one. Someone commissioned me to make one much like this one that I made. This is a little book that I have a video out. I think it's just a flip through of this little book where it tells you what you can do with a journal. And it has a lot of dragonflies in it, and she's big on dragonflies, so she wanted me to make one like this, more about dragonflies than about how to use or what to do with a journal, a junk journal. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to make one of these tiny little books and show you how I did it. I did start collecting some of the images that I'm going to use. For some reason, I liked this little teapot, and I started cutting out some of the dragonflies. And I thought I'd use some of my vintage stamps. And of course, she really liked the old leaves on here, so I will put some old leaves. As far as this fabric, I think she really liked this fabric as well, so I might use that fabric. It looks very much like something she would like, so I think that's what appealed to her. So I will do that as well. Anyways, I'm going to collect my other materials as far as the bookbinding part of it goes, and we'll get started. Okay, I'm back, and what I did to make this little book was cut out some pages the same size as these, which are full size, 4 inches by 2.5 inches. And I made 9 of these 4 by 2.5 inch pieces of paper, and I folded them in half. There's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and made 3 signatures or bundles of pages. Now I have my 3 little signatures, and I need to sew these together in order to be able to put them in to make my little book. So I made a little template, and it's 2.5 by 1.5. And that's how wide my spine is going to be, and it's as tall as the pages. And if you want this template, I will put it below where you can go and print it out and cut out your own little template. I cut it out of just cardboard from an old cereal box. This happens to be puffed rice. So that's what I did. I cut it out from a piece of the cereal box, and that's what I'm going to use to hold. I'm going to sew these signatures to this back piece, this spine piece, to hold all the pages together. So that is what I'm going to do next. Now keep in mind, I am not a professional. I am not any kind of bookmaker of any sort. I just like doing it. And this is how I've learned, and I just thought, if you want to know how I made this little tiny book, this is how I did it. So anyways, I've got my 3 little signatures. What I did was I made them all nice and even, all squared up nice, and I put them against my template, which I have punched the 9 holes in, and I lined it up evenly with the little template like this, and I drew a cross with my pencil right up like this to match the spot where I can't do this, let me see, the spot where, here we go. Actually, I did it like this. I'm trying to show you on the camera and it's not working, so I'll do it this way. I just lined it up to the template like this, and then I took my pencil and drew up along the edge to where I wanted to put the holes. So I had my pencil marks on the sides. Then I opened the pages up to the center, took my awl and punched holes in each of where those spots are, like this, so they're all nice and even in there. So the next thing I want to do is sew my pages to this little piece of cardboard. So I took some carpet thread. It's just a very strong thread. I didn't want to go anything thicker than this because I think it'll rip the pages. I mean, this is just a tiny little book. So I threaded it 3 times the size of the book, 2, 3, and cut my thread and put it on a needle with a nice big eye. It's a nice big needle, and this one's all crookedy from using it so much, but that's okay. It still works. And then I came back. Now I know there's going to be videos out there to show you how to do this much better than I do, but I'm just trying to show you what I did. I start inside the book. Some people start on the outside so that you'll see what I mean. You can tie it on the outside, you can tie it on the inside. I like the inside because I might add some beads or something to it. I start from the inside of the book, go into the hole, the top hole of the book, then go into the first hole, the upper right hand hole, corner hole, and pull it through and leave a nice tail on the inside. Then go down, put it through the next hole in the cardboard, and then, if I can, it's hard to do it when you're holding it in the air, and then put it through the paper and pull it up again. So you've got like that. It's come up through the center. Then you go back down through the last hole and the last hole of the cardboard on that one side. Right? And then you go back through the center hole like that and pull it up, and here is where you tie it. My pages are a little wonky, and I don't care because I don't mind wonky. So now, see how I've got so much extra thread? I really didn't need all that extra thread. Pull it taut, but not so tight that you're going to rip anything. And tie it in a square knot. Some people put the knot into the hole. I just put it right there. I know you tie your knot one way and then tie the knot the other way, but oops, and I broke my thread. Okay, I broke my thread. You know what? This is very old thread. So I'm going to get some different thread. Hold on. So you go through the top hole of your pages and pull it through until there's a nice long tail on the inside, nice long tail of thread on the inside, and then go through the top upper right hand hole of your template, your cardboard template. So you are sewing your pages to this piece of cardboard. Then I go down through the cardboard into the middle hole and into the middle hole of the paper and up through the paper and then down again through the paper into the cardboard and the last hole on that side. Pull your threads tight as you go along, but not too tight because you don't want to tear your paper or cardboard or anything. Okay? Then you go back to the middle hole on that same side and go through again up into the center of the book again. Then you can take your threads, you can cut it. I mean, mine's a little bit too long, but it's easy to work with on this little tiny book when it's a little bit longer. And you just tie a knot in the thread, nice and securely. And you don't want your threads too loose, but you don't want them so tight that they're going to tear anything. So I have tied my first group of pages or signature into my book. And then I do the same exact thing for all three of them. Now you can leave your strings long and put beads on them or whatever you want to do. You can start from the back and put your knot on the back side, but I like them on the inside. I might add to it. I might stick something like, something on top of it. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. So I'm going to take my next one and make sure it's the right, yep, okay. And I am going to do the same thing. Now, normally I would rethread my needle, but I think I'm going to have enough thread. If I don't, we'll find out. But you should actually rethread your needle. Again, this time I'm going to start my knot on the other end. So I go through the pages from the inside into that middle hole, that top hole in the cardboard right alongside the first stitches. As you can see, there are the first stitches right there. Maybe I should have used a different piece of cardboard so you can see it. And I've gone through the next hole. So I've gone through out, and then I'm going to go in this very center one, back up through the center of the book, and then I'm going to go back down through the pages in the book through the top, the other hole, the last hole on that row. And pull it tight, but not too tight. Then again, go back through the center hole, pull it up, and then tie that one together. So then I have my second one, and as you can see, they're all nice and tied in there or sewn in there like that. And I just have my last one to do, and I'll do that one right now. But first I need to reload my needle. Now they're all sewn in. Now I know what size cover. I'm going to leave these hanging long because I think I might put some sort of beads on there. I think that would be really cool. So here you have it. Now this is what I'm going to put up against the spine of the book on the inside there. So I'm going to put that one aside, and I've got to go measure out, find some cardboard that I'm going to use for the cover of the book. So I found some cardboard. This is just mat board for, you know, framing, for, you know, putting a mat around pictures. It's very nice and sturdy, but it's not so thick that it's gonna, you know, be too thick for this little book. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and for this I'm going to use my box cutter. If you have other things, you can go ahead and do that, but I am going to use my box cutter because it's nice and heavy duty. And I'm going to go ahead, I measured them out. Sorry, I didn't get that part. I measured them out to be 1/16 larger than the book. So in other words, this is 1/16 on top of the pages, on bottom of the pages, and in front of the pages. And the same thing for that. And the spine is going to be the same size as this, which is 1/2 inch. So that's going to give me just a little bit overhang on the book, like you see, you know, hardcover books. Alrighty, so I'm discombobulated today, I gotta tell you. More so than usual. I probably shouldn't be using a cutting knife of any kind at this point. Alrighty. So if you want to know the exact measurements for my book, which is, I said the pages were 4 inches this way, but when you close them, of course, they're going to be 2 inches. So it's going to be a 2 inches by 2.5 inches this way. The little book cover is going to be 2 1/8 inches this way and 2 1/4 inches this way. So it's adding that little bit of extra around the book. I know, I'm going in and out and backwards and forwards, and like I said, I'm a little bit discombobulated today. Oh, cut it in the wrong spot, but is it going to matter? We will see. Like I said, alright, I am going to measure a new one. Oh man. Alright, I'm going to measure a new one. Because, first of all, I'm going to make a nice straight edge here. Because I messed up that straight edge. Okay. And 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. And cut it. Again, my fingers just aren't strong enough today. But that's good. That's good. Alrighty. Get rid of that sharp thing before I do something I regret. Alright, so that's how it's going to be laid out. And when we put the book in the center like that, it's going to open up like that. So I'm going to find something that I can use for a cover for this little book. Okay, I found some paper. It's just kind of a thick, it's not book cloth or anything. It's just a nice thick decorative paper. It's, you know, one of those expensive, one of those big expensive sheets of paper that you can get in a paper, specialty paper shop. I think I got it somewhere in Boston or Cambridge. But anyways, I am just going to eyeball this and glue my 3 pieces onto this paper. Like that. So I do that with matte medium and a good size brush. This one I just used earlier, so it's nice and soft and moist. And I am going to I like to use an old catalog like this to glue things on. So I'm just going to put glue over the whole thing. Nice and smooth. And kind of line it up as much as I can. Like I said, I'm just eyeballing this because perfection is just not important to me. Then I'm making it about a 1/16 inch away from the first piece, placing the middle piece. Then get the last piece down there. Again, about a 1/16 of an inch away. And everything is nice and lined up and straight. And go ahead and glue it down. So what I do with my catalog, I tear off the messy sheet, and then I have a whole new clean sheet there. Now this is all nice, and it's because it's so small. You know, we're not going to have too many bubbles and creases from gluing it down. There we go. Now this part, I trim the corners a little bit. This one's a little bit wide. I don't need that much paper on the end, so I'm going to cut off, I don't know, less than 1/4 of an inch on that side, and a little bit more on that side. But I'm not exact in this. Now I like to take some of the bulk away from the corner, and let's see if I did that right. It's going to be like that. So when you fold it down, it's taking some of the bulk out of there. So that's how I cut it. Just, some people cut right across, but I don't. I just snip into the corner like that. And there's probably a 1/16 of an inch away from the corner of the book. And, you know, I'm probably totally messing everybody up. But I'm just showing you how I do it, not by the professionals. I cut that side because I thought that was a little too much as well. And then cutting. A little out in the corner. Okay, now, this is my brush. I lost my brush. Here it is. I'm going to go ahead and glue this part of the paper down. go ahead and fold it right down. Now, I don't care how messy I'm being. On this side, I got some glue on there, but I'm going to be putting some designs on it like I did this one with the leaf and other things on there. So I wasn't being careful about getting glue stuck to it. This is a junk journal. Remember that you can make all kinds of mistakes and goofs, and I do that all the time, so I don't care if I make goofs and bumps and boo-boos, but it's coming out pretty good, I think. I am gonna tear this off because it is getting a little bit overly messy. Yeah. This is a squeegee or a spreader. They call it a spreader. It's from Bondo. I got it years and years ago. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I do like them. They come in packages of 3, but you can use an old credit card as well. I mean, that works perfectly fine. I just don't happen to have an old credit card. I don't have any credit cards. I did, and I overused them. Okay, now I'm getting the little corners in there. Make sure it's nice and neat on the outside. That's how it looks. It's not the neatest. But that's how it is, like that. I think it's pretty cute. I love this paper. Oh, I like how the little flower just happened to show up right there. Of course, I'm going to cover it, so it doesn't really matter, but maybe somehow I can work around it. So now, when I put the book inside there, it's going to look like that. Now I have to find some end pages, because what I will be doing is putting this book in the center, and then putting some end pages, glue the end pages down here, and then gluing part of it part way on this first page. So what I want to do is cut a piece for the end pages the same size as I cut for these pages, which is 4 by 2.5 inches. So now I need to go find something for end papers. It can be something decorative, which I think I'll go look for. I found some decorative paper, and I cut out 2 pieces, one for the front and one for the back of the book, and cut them out to be 4 by 2.5. So what I'm going to do now is, does it matter if it's upside down? I don't care if it's upside down. I actually kind of like it upside down. So I'm going to glue this up until just on this page, just on this first cover, not in the crease, just on the first cover, with my matte medium to glue this down. And got my brush, and I'm just going to put it on half of this page. So I'm going to fold it in half there. Get my little bookie thing out. And I'm just going to do it on this one half of the page. Let the glue down. That's my front. And I'm going to glue it only up until the end of that book cover. Just nice and even with the end of the book cover. Like that. And make sure it's all nice and stuck down. And I'm going to do the same with this one. I just fold it in half. And put glue on that side. A matte medium. I don't even know what time it is. Is it getting late? The cats are crying. They're asking to eat. Is it that time? What time is it? 4:02. No, they don't eat till 5. And they know that. Big kitties. All right. So there it is. Okay, now I'm going to glue that down to my signatures. You know what? Change of plans. I am going to glue this down like I did with this one. I'm going to glue it down to the center. You can leave it open or you can glue it down to the center. But I am decided at the last minute that I am going to glue it down. Okay. You know what? I'm going to use a stronger glue. This is my art glitter glue. Much stronger than matte medium. I'm telling you, it's one of those kind of days where, you know, all these like goofy little things keep happening. Like getting paper stuck to my fingers and measuring wrong and all that stuff. Just a goofy day. I wonder if it's a full moon. I am going to let that dry. And I will be back. Alright, I have glued it. It is dry. And you can see that you can still see inside there. That's where it dried down on to the spine. And what I'm going to do now is take the end page and just glue about a quarter of an inch, less than a quarter of an inch onto the pages like that. I'm going to glue it right down there. So I put the glue, I actually put the glue on this side and not on the paper. And glued it down. And I'm just pushing it in there like that. So you're going to see that it's just going to be glued down on the inside like that. You can see how it's stuck right down in that little gutter and then partially on the page. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue here. Put the glue there. I smeared it a little bit with my fingers so it goes down a little bit into that gutter. And pressed it down. You can use your bone folder and push it down in there. But the paper's wet, remember, so don't push too much or you'll tear it, like I actually did over here, if you can see. But I'll cover it with something. This book is for actually a commission, but it's for my sister-in-law, so she's going to be very forgiving with all my little boo-boos. But any of the boo-boos I make, I fix them up with decorative pieces. So that's how I get away with it. So this is my little book. Is wonky as I did it, it came out pretty good, I think. So there it is. It's not dry yet, so I'm not going to open it up fully. But the end pages are, well, supposed to be stuck to the front and back pages. What I'll do is I'm going to dry this and then I'm going to show you the book. Alrighty, I finished my little book. Here it is. You open it up to the front page. You have your end page, which is slightly glued to that first page. And then you have all your pages on the inside. And I left these strings long because I'm going to put beads on them or something, buttons, something. And then you have your last end page. And like I said, that one I did tear it, but I am going to end up probably putting one of these dragonflies on there to cover my boo-boo. Doesn't that look good? Or maybe a butterfly, or maybe anything. So that's it. That's what I've got for the little book. And in the next chapter, or the next part 2 video, I will show you what I do with the inside pages. So I thank you for watching. Forgive me for all the goofiness. I'm just having one of those days, and this is how I made this one. And you can make it the same way I did, or you can find another way to do it, but it's a nice, sturdy little book, and it's great fun, and I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. I hope that you subscribe to my newsletter. It's down below. And don't forget, I will have, wherever it is, I will have a little template there ready for you to download, which you can use or not use, but it came in handy. So you don't have to measure yours out this way, the way I did. And have fun. Just be yourself and make things and have a lot of fun doing it. So thank you again. Like, subscribe, and share if you can, please. That would be a great help to me. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.